everyone, my name is Anna. Welcome to my channel. This video is part 5 in the series INFP and Creativity, in which I'm exploring the creative potential that lives at the heart of our lives and how we as INFPs can build a really powerful relationship with that creative energy. So the topic of part 5 is resilience, and it happens to be one of my favorite qualities because I feel as though when we act with resilience is when our spirit is really fighting for our life. And it's also when our spirit can really grow and develop itself within our life. So I feel that when we are being resilient, we are being full of beauty and full of grace and full of soul. When we are being resilient, we are being both unwavering and also adaptable in the face of life's circumstances. We are rising to the challenges of life. And in a creative process, being resilient means we can withstand the inevitable difficulties and adversities that arise and keep our projects thriving and surviving. So in this video, I'm looking at how acting with resilience cultivates the internal stability, the internal strength, and the internal freedom necessary to persevere and to persist through any creative process and through life in general. And I will also look at how being resilient is of utmost importance to the INFP personality type in regards to our creativity and in regards to our lives. Every time we act with resilience, every time we are able to adapt, to stay standing, to keep going through adversity, it's as though we are working out our emotional muscles, working out our mental muscles, working out our spiritual muscles, and even in some cases our physical muscles. And over time, these muscles grow and develop and refine themselves. And one of the things that develops is an internal stability, a firmness, a steadiness, a solidity is built that allows us to be less and less tossed around by circumstances and more able to lean on ourselves and to trust in our own solidity, so that as our path progresses, we are increasingly able to weather the storms and to keep creating through life. Practicing resilience also creates internal strength of will and strength of character, because every time life's difficulties threaten to push us down and we push back, we are building muscles of vigor and hardiness and vitality. And the more internal strength we acquire, the more we are willing and able to crusade for our creative endeavors and to take on challenges and to take risks, both creatively and also in general in our life. And thirdly, being resilient creates internal freedom, because when we are unwavering and adaptable throughout challenges, we are practicing self-sufficiency and self-determination. And being resilient allows us to act with independence in relation to circumstances, to be governed by our commitments and our choices rather than the challenges that are occurring. And this self-determination creates internal freedom, the freedom to respond with strength and the freedom to make powerful choices and the freedom to act creatively and the freedom to be creative amidst and in the face of a variety of conditions. Now, as INFP personality types, we may be called upon to practice resilience a tremendous amount in our lives as creators and also in our lives in general. Because the innate wiring of the INFP almost in and of itself calls for resilience. Since we are wired for individualism, we are wired to live creatively, we are wired for a deep internal experience, this combination creates a climate of almost intrinsic adversity in regards to our expression in the world and also in regards to our path in the world. So just to be ourselves in the world automatically requires resilience for us. And when it comes to our creative process, we will need resilience for all the inevitable ups and downs on any path, but also we will need to be resilient in regards to the challenges of being an idiosyncratic, individualist, internally focused creative type. So to resume, when we are being called to be resilient is usually when we are faced with challenging or difficult circumstances. And those circumstances may be taking a lot of our attention and energy. So it can be really invigorating and empowering to remember and to recognize that under the surface, during those challenging circumstances, when we act with resilience, we are in the process of building and cultivating internal stability, internal strength, and internal freedom that in easier circumstances we would not have the opportunity to cultivate. So that's it today for the topic of resilience. Much love, INFPs, and I will see you next time for part 6, which will be on the topic of risk.